As more applications migrate from mechanical motion control to electronic solutions, there appears to be a parallel shift in the need for speed, checked only by existing protocol preferences and legacy system equipment. We polled Control Design's audience to get a look at the types of motion technologies now being used. We looked at the equipment they're using and also asked what they're using these devices for. We have also asked James Ingraham, software development team leader at Sage Automation, builder of robot systems in Beaumont, Texas, to join us for an interpretation of some of our findings. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsor. When we conducted a similar survey in 2009, more than 40% of respondents said they use a PLC along with one or more motion controllers, while just over 22% were using a PC or PLC with variable frequency drives, and 19% used standalone motion controllers. Less than 10% each were using PLCs or PCs plus FPGAs or PCs plus motion controller cards. This year, the respondents using a PLC with one or more motion controllers dropped to 35%, but more remarkably, those using a PC or PLC with VFDs jumped to 31%. Standalone motion controller users remained about the same at 18%, and all other choices remained below 10%. Regarding update rates, we see a very slight shift towards increased speed. On one end of the range, the 1 to 99 millisecond update rate dropped from 36% to 32%, while those requiring speeds faster than 100 microseconds increased from 8% last year to 12% this year. James, do you also see a continuing trend toward increased update rate speeds? Is it a case of more demanding applications, or a case that the speed's available, so why not use it?
I think we'll definitely continue seeing a trend towards increased update rate speeds. I don't think it's so much that the applications are becoming more demanding. I think it mainly is a case of the speeds available, so why not use it? Each generation of servo control gets faster, so even if you don't need the speed, it's there, it's easy to get. And nobody wants to spec a slow update rate and then get burned during implementation.
Are machine builders and their customers discovering new applications because of the faster updates? Where are we headed?
I don't think there's a whole lot in terms of true new applications, but it does make it easier to design a system. Much like you can over-engineer a solution by throwing horsepower at a problem, you can say, look, I know 100 microseconds is good enough, so why bother going through all the calculations? As for where we're headed, eventually we'll never have to think about what's fast enough because everything will be fast enough.
James, 55% of respondents said they use a digital bus to move those signals, which is down from 67% last year. Ethernet IP and Circos 3 still are the dominant buses in our survey, but DeviceNet and CAN showed a bit of an increase over our results in 2009. How much of a factor are things like geographic location, installed legacy equipment, or simply the suitability of the application itself on the protocol choice?
Which continent you're on certainly makes a difference. Rockwell, of course, dominates North America, where you'll see lots of Ethernet IP and DeviceNet. In Europe, the influence of Siemens means more Profibus and Profinet. I don't think legacy equipment makes too big of an impact. When you're installing new equipment, you want to use the best available right now with an eye of longevity of the equipment. So I don't think that installed base really hampers the adoption of the new buses very much. Let's certainly hope that people are thinking about the suitability of the protocol to the application. Otherwise, there will be a lot of failed projects.
What about the drop we see in digital bus use? Did we just get a bigger sampling of applications that still make sense to be hardwired? What might those applications be?
The drop in buses is very surprising to me. Once you've used the bus system, I can't imagine going back to the old analog control, and I can't think of any application really that's better off hardwired. So a very surprising drop, and really not sure what it means.
Well, I guess the data doesn't always tell us everything we want to know. We'll have to follow up that question in the future. All right, Thanks, James, for your insight on the decisions that go into design and installation of motion control systems. We really appreciate you sharing your analysis with other controls engineers. I'm Jim Montague. You'll find more analysis of this survey in the 2010 Motion Control Part 2 in our multimedia library at controldesign.com. Thanks for watching.